Hello guys, I am Jasmeet and welcome to Blogging Unplugged. On this channel you will find information related to WordPress, blogging, product tutorials, updates and other related topics. Now in this video, we have discussed what's new in Elementor 3.7. Now this update is for the free version of the Elementor website builder plugin, and we have basically covered three main topics in this video. Now the first one is the new feature which is known as the localization. The second one is the improvements to the container widget or the Flexbox container, and the third one is the introduction of new custom icons, basically custom icons to some of the already existing widgets. Now another important thing I would like to let you know is that while I am shooting or editing this video, there is a Elementor Black Friday sale that is going on, and during it you can get 30% off on your plans. Okay, so if you are looking to get Elementor Pro, link to it is in the description box below. Also, you will find we have created timestamps to every topic that you will find in the description box below as well, alongside the links to our socials. Now this is something that we are going to try for the very first time, and I am going to post parts of this video on our Facebook as well. So make sure you like our follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, because I will be creating more content for those platforms as well. So with that said, let's dive into the video, and in the meantime you make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hello guys, and welcome to the screen capture of this video. As you can see, we have two tabs open in the browser. The first one has the Elementor 3.7. You can see right over here and right over here. And the second one is the Elementor 3.6, which is here and here. Now why two tabs? Because of the comparison purposes. The features that already existed in Elementor 3.6 and have been improved in 3.7, we will be doing a comparison of those features and we'll be showing you exactly what is the improvement. Now keeping this in mind, let's discuss the first new feature that has been introduced in Elementor 3.7. Now the first feature that we are going to discuss is the localization of workspace. Now in this feature, basically what you can do is you can translate the Elementor editor in your own language. Now to understand this, you need to know WordPress allows you to install language packs basically. So to install language packs, let me show you. You need to go to settings right over here and click general right over here. Okay. And you can see the site languages right over here, and you can install a bunch of language packs, and you can see we have 3 language packs installed. Now these are basically, I'm running an admin account on this local host. So if I will select, so for example, you need to understand it this way. This English United States is selected right over here. So this is the default site language. So if a person is basically comfortable in using their own personal in using their local language, okay, for example that could be Hindi, because we have installed it right over here, then in their user profile they can select that language and the WordPress admin will be translated to it. Now when that used to happen, okay, the Elementor editor would still be in English in Elementor 3.6. Okay, now but this has changed in Elementor 3.7, and now when you will select when you will select your preferred language, the Elementor editor will be translated to that. Now to show you this, what I am going to do is I'm going to head over to users and click all users right over here. You can see we have a user right over here, although this is the admin account. Still the user is basically but I can still select I can still select a preferred language. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click edit, and you can see the default language right now is site default. I'm going to change it to Hindi. Then I'm going right over here and click update profile. Okay, so now you will see all of the dashboard, this admin dashboard has been translated to the Hindi language. So most of you, some of you may not be understanding everything, but you will have to understand it this way. You have to just keep on following. I'll showcase you. This is basically the dashboard right over here. Okay, in the next step, what you need to do is you need to click update right over here and scroll down to the very bottom, and this is the translation. If you are using the English dashboard or the word or your preferred language pack is installed, then you will see a translate option right over here, and you will have to click this translate update translate option right over here, this button right over here, and you can see it is updating one by one. You can see Elementor has been translated, Elementor has been translated, right? So it will update each and every, it will translate each and every product that you have installed, themes and plugins that you have installed on your site. It will take a second. Okay, now what you will have to do is you will have to click post right over here, and we will be, let's just edit this one only. And you can see every, this widget, each and every widget is in Hindi right over here. And if I will select this, you can see everything in this in the Elementor editor has been translated. Now you will have to remember here one thing. Okay, the things that you have to keep in mind here is that the placeholder will remain in the same language as the site language. The content will not be translated, the placeholders won't be translated, the writing style wouldn't change. So for example, if it is left to right, it wouldn't change into right to left if your preferred language starts from right to left. Okay, so you will have to remember that this is to ensure that the design that you are creating fits well. You are creating the design that you want, and it is not being translated like that. I hope you are understanding. Okay, so this is the first change that you will see in Elementor 3.7. Now remember one thing, until unless you do not click that translate button, this feature will not work. Okay, so remember, after installing or selecting these selecting a site language from your user profile, you will have to go to update, you will have to update the you will have to update the translations via the option under the dashboard. So you will have to remember that. Another thing that you will have to remember, if you are on a editor account and your preferred site language isn't installed, then you will have to talk to the administrator about it. Let them know that you want it to be in some other language, in your preferred language, rather than saying some other language. You want them to be in your preferred language, and ask them to update the translation. Okay, so keep this in mind. So this is the first localization of a workspace feature that has been introduced in Elementor 3.7. Now, after the localization of workspace, another new feature that has been introduced in Elementor 3.7 is the number scrubber. Now, if you have been using design programs by Adobe, then you must be familiar with the fact that to change any of the values, what you can simply do is click and make an action with your pointer, and it will change the values automatically. Now, until now, to change such values, what you had to do was you had to click these icons, up and down icons right over here. Let me show you. Okay, so for example, to change the margin, what I have to do is I will have to click this, the arrows, or I'll have to enter the basically the values manually. Now this has changed in Elementor 3.7, and the number scrubber has been introduced. Now to see this number scrubber, what we are going to do is select this right over here, click advanced right over here, and you can see the number scrubber is right over here. You can see how the cursor changes as soon as I go just right below where I'll have to change the values. Okay, let me change the zoom for this thing. Okay, so let's just see, select this, go here. Okay, You can see right over here the change, right? The change. Okay, how the cursor changes to a horizontal, vertical, basically this is known as the object resizing cursor basically. Okay, so the normal cursor, which is click and add value, changes right over here. Now what you can do is you can take your cursor right or left depending on increasing and decreasing of value. You can see how these values are changing. Now it is important to know here that if you are looking to increase or decrease the values by an increment of 10, so let me put this to 30 right over here, then what you will have to do is you will have to click control on your keyboard if you are using Windows, or CMD on your Mac, and you can increase or decrease by the values of 10. Okay, so you can see right over here how this is changing. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so if you want to increase by the values of 10, then you will have to click control on Windows again and CMD on Mac, and then you can resize, use this cursor to change values depending on your requirement. Now if you are looking to increase or decrease values by 1, just 1, then what you will have to do is you will have to click Alt on your keyboard if you are using Windows, and if you are a Mac user then you will have to click Option, and you can change it by 1. You can see 1, 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Okay, so you can see exactly what this feature allows you to do. So this is the new number scrubber that has been introduced in Elementor 3.7. Now moving on from the number scrubber, the next topic that we are going to discuss is the addition of the new exit to options in Elementor 3.7, or you can also call it the improvements of the improvements to the basically the exit to dashboard option. Okay, if you have been using Elementor, then you are familiar with the fact that to exit to dashboard you'll have to click this option right over here, and what it does is it takes you to the backend of your post or the page that you are editing. So basically it will take you here, right? Let's just click this. There is no other option available that will take you anywhere else in your dashboard. Now this has changed in Elementor 3.7. So let's see this option for ourselves first. So let's just head over to the Elementor 3.7 tab, which is right over here, and you can click this hamburger icon right over here, menu right over here, and it opens all of these settings. Okay, so you can see right over here the first change is the renaming of this option. This was exit to dashboard, and now this is just exit. Now the next change that you are going to notice is the user preferences, which is right over here. You need to click this and you will see this new drop down. This drop down was missing from this user preferences menu. You can see there is no exit to option. It doesn't let you select anything. And this is the exit to option that you see right over here. Now the first option that you see is the post. Now what this option does is it takes you to the backend of your post, just like the default just like in Elementor 3.6, just like we just saw in Elementor 3.6. okay, so let me just click this. Okay, it's not allowing me to right click, so we're going to click right over here. And you can see I am in the backend of the page or the post that I am editing. So let's just go back to the editor again. Go to user preferences and now see the other options. The next one is the all posts. Now if I will select this option and click, let's just click publish right over here. Go back and click exit. Now what happens is it takes me to the list of posts, right, to all post options, right? This is where it takes me now. Now let's just open this post in Elementor again. click this, go back to user preferences, and this time select WP dashboard option, which is right over here, and click update. Okay, now let's just go and click this option, and it will take you to, as it says, to the WordPress dashboard. See, it will take me directly to the WordPress dashboard. So this is basically the new option that has been introduced in the Elementor 3.7. It basically lets you select where you want to exit from your Elementor editor. Now if you are a new Elementor user, you will be using it for the first time, you will be coming across this feature for the very first time, then a pop-up will appear that will ask you to select where you want to basically exit to. Okay, in case you accidentally do not select anything and just continue with your day and edit the design, it will directly take you to the backend of your post. Now again, if you want to change the preferences, then you can basically head over to, which is, let me open this. Click this hamburger icon right over here, go to user preferences, and then select from here, select this post, all post, or WP dashboard depending on your requirements, and just click update. Okay, and that's it. That's what you have to do in order to make to change the default exit behavior of the Elementor editor. Okay, so this is the next change that you will see in Elementor 3.7. Now moving on from the exit to option, the next topic that we are going to discuss is the changes to the container widget in Elementor 3.7. Now there are quite a few changes that you will see, and the first change that we are going to discuss is to the layout. Now to show you this change, what I am going to do is I'm going to add this container widget right over here. Okay, so this is the Elementor 3.6 tab, and you can see this is the layout tab that has been opened as soon as I add this container widget, and this is in Elementor 3.7. So let me just close this first and close this first. Now you can see visibly the first change is to the layout tab, where the first option is container and the second option is the items, and here the option has been changed to container and additional options. So this is the first change. Now you must be thinking, what's there in the additional options? So for that we will have to open this container tab right over here in Elementor 3.7, and let's just open this items tab. Okay, you can see there are options like direction, align item, justify content, elements gap, and the wrap option, and you will find all of those options right over here. Wrap, gap between elements, align items, justify content, and direction, and the name is items right over here. Okay, so these are the changes. So this is the items tab right over here, which has been merged with the container tab in Elementor 3.7. so this is the first thing. Now let's just open this additional options right over here, and you can see there are two options, overflow and HTML tag, which you can see right over here, and these options come from here, the overflow and the HTML tag. Now you will have to understand here is that the options that visually impact the layout of the container widget have been included in the container tab right over here, which is this one I would say, and the additional options are the overflow and the HTML tag. So this is basically the recategorization of a few settings in the container widget in Elementor 3.7, and this is the first change that you will come across. Now the next change that has been introduced in the Elementor 3.7 container widget is the addition of a new note or a warning that you will see when you will select the anchor tag in this HTML tag drop down, which is right over here. Now I'll tell you more about this, but let's just see this feature in Elementor 3.6 first right over here. So I was saying that a new note has been added, and that new note is missing, that basically that warning is missing when you will select the anchor tag in Elementor 3.6. So let's just select it right over here. And you can see it just gives you an option to add the link, and there is no warning, no new note. Okay, now this has been added right over here, and you can see it just gives you a clear note stating that don't add links to elements nested in this container, it will break the layout. Now to understand this warning, you will have to know this, basically if you have made the, parent container clickable, then there is no sense in making the, child container or containers clickable as well. You cannot add a link to the parent container and then add a link to child container as well. Basically that wouldn't work, right? So that is what is this warning letting you know about, that if you have made the, parent container clickable, then there is no point adding links to the inner container, as that will break the layout. So this is the warning. This is an important warning that is missing in, Elementor 3.6. You can see right over here I have selected the A tag and it gives us no warning, while the warning is available, can be seen right over here. Okay, so this is the second change that you will see in Elementor 3.7 container widget. Now moving on, the next change that has been introduced in the container widget is the addition of add new container options when you will right click on the canvas. Now we all have been using the intersection widget to create layouts in Elementor, and there was an option available where you would right click on the canvas and it will show you an option to add a column. Now this option was missing in the container widget, and that you could see in Elementor 3.6. So let's head over to Elementor 3.6 first, which is right over here. And you can see, when you will right click, and it will just give you the option to, edit container, which is right over here. Okay, now the option to add new container basically is missing. So what we are going to do is we are going to head over to Elementor 3.7, click right over here, and you can see the option to add new container is right over here. Now you can click this and it will add a container. So this is the new add new container option that you will see in Elementor 3.7. Now the last change that you will come across in the container widget in Elementor 3.7 is the default 10 pixel padding that has been added to it. Now this padding can be changed or modified as per your requirement, but this 10 pixel padding has been added to the container widget in Elementor 3.7. Now to see this change, let's first head over to Elementor 3.6, which is right over here, and this default container padding option you will find under the site settings, which is right over here. And you will have to go to the layout, which is right over here, and you can see there is no option available to basically add or change the default 10 pixel padding in Elementor 3.6 because it never existed, right? So let's head over to Elementor 3.7 site settings, layout, and there is the container padding option. Okay, now first let's just see container padding, and it's missing. Okay, so this is the first thing that you will see. Okay, the next thing is sets the default space inside the container. So any value that you will add will be the default container padding for your site. Okay, so this is one thing that you will have to remember. The next thing is if no value is set, then the default is 10 pixel. You can see right over here, right? If this option is empty like it is right now, the default padding is 10 pixel. If I change it to 5, it will change to site wide 5 pixels, right? So this is the next change. This is the basically the last change that you will see in the container widget in Elementor 3.7. Now moving on from the container widget, the next topic that we are going to discuss is the introduction of custom icons in various widgets in Elementor 3.7. Now as you can see, I have added various widgets right over here, and in these the option to add custom items has been icons have been introduced. Okay, so let's just head over to Elementor 3.6 first and see what alert widget had for us. You can see right over here I have selected this alert widget right over here, and there is no option to basically select a custom icon. Now this has changed in Elementor 3.7, and you can see right over here when I will select, and there is the basically the option to select the custom icon. You can click right over here and upload as SVG, and it will take me to the media library. Okay, I can upload one, or I can go to the icon library and select any of these and select any of these depending on my requirement. Okay, so this is the first widget. The second one is the video widget, which is right over here. Let me just select this, and it just starts to play. Let me just stop this, head over to image overlay, and you can see the play icon is right over here, but the option to select a custom icon is missing. Okay, so let me just go here, select this again, it will start playing. Let me just stop this, go to image overlay, and you can see the option to select an icon is right over here. I can upload an SVG, click right over here, and it takes me to the media library, and click right over here and takes me to the icon library. I can select any of the icons as per my requirement. The third is the image carousel, which is right over here. Let me just select this and click this. You can see no option, and you can see no option, right? And let's head over to this one and select this. This is the image carousel basically, or let me just add it again. And you can see right over here the option to select previous and previous arrow icon and next arrow icon, upload SVG, and icon library. Let me just click this, takes me to the media library, and this one takes me to media library, and this one will take me to the icon library. You can select any of these icons right over here and select this and take me to. So this is the change where you will be able to select custom icons for various widgets in Elementor 3.7. This option was missing in Elementor 3.6. Now after the custom icons, the last topic that we are going to discuss in this video is the removal of the kit types filtering in the kit library in Elementor. Now you can find kit library right over here when you will head over to templates, and you can see kit library right over here. So let's just visit kit library in both Elementor 3.6 and Elementor 3.7. This is for 3.7 and this is for 3.6. now you can see the kit types filtering is right over here. I haven't used this filtering, let's be honest about it. I don't use this filtering, right? And this filtering has been removed in Elementor 3.7. Probably most people weren't using it. So you can see right over here, kits by plan, tags, categories, favorite, and all template kits. Tags, kits type, kits by plan, categories, this option is missing here. Okay, let me just make this thing a little better. And you can see categories, tags, kits by plan, and categories, tags, kits types, and kits by plan. Okay, so this option has been removed. So these are the changes. Basically there is another change where this option that you see, the upgrade and the pro option, when you will click this option, this will open basically the Elementor pricing page in the new tab. So basically this is another change that you will see. This wasn't the case before. So in case basically if you have any queries regarding Elementor 3.7, feel free to comment down below, let me know, and I will try to help you as best as possible. And and if you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notification bell. Now I hope you have found this video helpful and are now familiar with the new features and changes that have been introduced in Elementor 3.7. Now if you did, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notification bell. Now in case you have any queries, feel free to comment down below and I will try and help. Also the links to our socials are in the description box below, along with the links to Elementor and Elementor Pro. Now just like I've mentioned in the introduction of this video, Elementor Black Friday sale is live now, and you will get 30% off on your purchase. Now I will create a dedicated video on that, but still, if you are looking to purchase, then make sure you get it now, because this is the biggest sale of the year. Again, link to it is in the description box below. Now some of the links in the description box below are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you decide to purchase using our link. Now with that said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.